Hi, welcome to Grill and Smoke BBQ. My name is Jeffrey and I'm the pit master for Grill and Smoke BBQ. Today, we're gonna be doing something that I'm doing for the first time, and I'm gonna try this picanha. Now, I've heard that it's, ribeye is like the king of steaks. Picanha is supposed to be like the queen of steaks. So I was thinking I was gonna cut these into steaks and try it that way, but I actually think I'm gonna leave it whole and try to do it a little bit different, but I'll explain that to you later. Just stick around while we get this cook going. Okay, so like I was saying, we're gonna be doing a picanha, so that's the star of the show. So we're gonna start with that picanha. And this is the picanha. I got this from Porter Road. It is dry aged, and they have some of the best meat that you can get from an online butcher. And it's pasture raised with no added hormones or antibiotics. If you go to get something from online, this is a great place to do it from. But like I said, that's the star of the show. Here's the side characters. We're gonna be using the Salt Licks dry rub. We're gonna be using Habitat's all-purpose Greek seasoning. And just to make sure I get these temps right, we're gonna be using that meat stick 4X, the new meat stick that just came out. Now, what I plan to do, I'm gonna do this like I would do a ribeye. So those are my usual suspects when I'm doing my rub on a ribeye. So I'm gonna put that on here. After it's on there, I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. I'm gonna let it sit in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours to give those seasonings time to try to penetrate in there. I'm gonna have the Char-Griller Ambassador set to 250 degrees. I'm gonna use that meat stick, get my temperature on that picanha up to about 120. And I'm gonna pull it off, let it rest while I crank the temperature up to 600 degrees on the Ambassador. And then I'm gonna finish it off with a good reverse sear on it until I get it up to about 130, 135. And then I'm gonna let it rest and be time to cut into it and see what it do. So let's go ahead and get this going. All right, so as you can see, they did an amazing job trimming this already, getting rid of the silver skin. So I don't even have to do anything with it. And you can see it has some very good striations of intramuscular fat, which is where you get all that juiciness and flavor from. You can see from the side, very well marbled. So this is gonna be I believe this is gonna be a really good steak to eat, but we'll see once I cut it up and get it finished. Like I said, we're gonna start with the Salt Licks Dry Rub Original. Can't forget the sides. Then we're gonna come with the Habitat's all-purpose Greek seasoning. Now we're gonna flip it over, do the same thing to the back side. The one thing about this fat cap, we're gonna leave this on here. You're not supposed to take the fat cap off, so we're just gonna leave it as is. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna get this on a wire rack. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. I'm gonna let it chill in there for at least 2 hours. And then when I take it out, I'm gonna let it probably sit for about 30 minutes to come up a little bit to room temperature. And then I'm gonna get it on the smoker. See you at the smoker. All right, so we have the smoker up to 250. Gonna go ahead and get the picanha on here. Usually you would put the fattest side towards the heat, But since this comes from the bottom and around, it really doesn't matter which direction you put it. But I do have it with the fat cap up. Okay, so we've been on here for 30 minutes. The internal temp is 80 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flip this over. And I'm gonna let it finish on this side until it gets to 120 degrees. Okay, we've been on another 20 minutes. It's hit the temp of 120. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off and crank this up to about 600 degrees. So I'll see you when this gets up to 600. All right, so we're up to 600. This part shouldn't take too long. I removed the deflector plate that was in there so that it's straight heat. We're gonna go on to get this seared. Just gonna do a minute on each side and just keep flipping it until it's ready. And we're done. All right, so welcome back. We're finished with the cook. I let this picanha rest for 15 minutes. And before we cut into it, just gonna do a quick recap. We got a picanha from Porter Road. We left the fat cap on. It was already nicely trimmed, had the silver skin off, so didn't have to worry about removing that. We put it on we seasoned it with the Salt Licks dry rub, original dry rub, and we came over top of that with some of that Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning. Then we put it on the Char-Griller Auto Kamado at 250 degrees. We had it on there for 30 minutes until it reached the internal temp of 80. Then we flipped it, let it keep going at 250 until it reached an internal temp of 120 degrees. Then we took it off, let it rest, turned the Auto Kamado up to 600 degrees, put it back on there, rotated it every minute until it got up to 135 degrees so we can get that medium rare. With the carryover, it might have took it to medium, so it'll be somewhere between medium rare and medium. Hopefully it's medium rare when I cut into it. But here we are, nothing else to do but to see the finished product. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so as you can see, this is the picanha. Still has the fat cap down here. If I remember correctly, the grains were running this way. So you want to cut against the grain. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna turn it this way and we're gonna see what happens. And of course, this end is probably gonna be more done than the middle. Yeah, I can see it right there. That's that medium rare. Let's just go ahead and take one out and see what it's like. You see it's juicy, it's dripping. Still pink in the middle. Got that nice fat cap. Should be rendered. Still a little hot. I can still see some steam coming off of it. But hey, no time like the present to go ahead and take a bite. I'm gonna get some of this fat cap on here. That just went through like butter. Let's see what this is like. So, first time doing a picanha, first time having picanha. Hope it's all that it's cracked up, been hyped up to be. Just some good ish right here. Man, that was just, that was amazing. Look, I'm about to get off of here so I can go back to enjoying this. But I want to say thank you for joining me today. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, hit that thumbs up. And if you are subscribed already, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate you. And in case I forgot, the knife I used is this Dow Strong Shadow Series knife, the 9.5-inch chef's knife. If you want a really good knife, go ahead and get you some from Dow Strong. They're really good. And of course, Char-Griller. You need something to cook on, go ahead and look at some Char-Griller products. They're really good. And outside of that, I'll see you when I make my next video. I'm out. Peace.